prosecution has offered you a plea bargain, Dr. Gosnell.
Then I would have to admit I was guilty. I'm not guilty.
The film's producer, Phelan McAleer, joins me now. Phelan, thank you very much for being here tonight. I think, a lot of people might look at that beginning and, as hard as it is to watch, say, well, abortion is legal in this country, so how is he a serial killer?
As you said, there were viable babies born alive, and he murdered them in a rather gruesome way. He also killed several patients as well, and he'd been killing these babies for about 30 years. Towards the end, dozens a night. He is, without doubt, America's most prolific serial killer.
Now, I know you say that you were pro-choice before you started working on this movie. You've done a lot of different topics as a reporter and covering these stories. Let's play one more soundbite from the movie that may be one of the reasons that you changed your mind.
They were big babies. One even had, well, they had collar. They had collar to them, and they looked like they had life. I don't know if I could ever get it out of my head. Being up close and personal is totally different from what you see on TV or what they write about.
How important was that to you?
Well, I think that's from the documentary that was made before this film. But I mean, it was actually funny. The film is very heavily based on testimony like that, testimony from
She's
the trial.
a juror, yeah.
And when you see, the jurors are very interesting. The jurors were all, they had to be pro-choice to get on the film, or to get on the trial. By the end of the trial, all the jurors had switched to pro-life. When you see the facts of this case, it shakes. We showed it to a liberal friend, our movie to a liberal friend. He went outside, started chain smoking, and said, "I have to rethink everything." And this is what this film does. Now, the film is PG-13. So we don't show any of the gore. It's not a horror show, but it's a factual, Law and Order style film that really raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, and that's how the investigation began, because as we saw in the trailer, it was part of a drug bust. So they stumbled on this murder factory, as you point out. But the fascinating thing is that when they went into the courtroom to begin the case, the attorneys were told, you're going to be mobbed by reporters. This is going to be intense, and you better be ready.
Yeah.
No reporters showed up except you guys, right?
Yeah, I was in the courtroom. I saw them. I've been a journalist for 25 years. Saw the most shocking evidence, pictures, all those terrible stuff. Gosnell sitting feet away from me. Behind me was the most shocking thing. Row after row after row of empty seats. The prosecution hired the biggest courtroom in Philadelphia because they thought they were going to be mobbed. Media didn't turn up. Nobody wants to do anything that will cast a negative light on abortion. This film was in the top 10 over the weekend. It's had 2 reviews in the mainstream media. Broken Boy, which is a film no one's really heard of, had 70 reviews. Venom had 280. This is the film that the mainstream media don't want to cover, this topic, and because they don't want to write anything negative about abortion.
Do you think it will change minds?
That's what people are saying on Twitter. People should look at what people are saying on Twitter. It changed my mind, actually. I was neutral on abortion before this. Once I started studying it, I realized Planned Parenthood are geniuses. They had me in the dark about abortion.
I gotta go. Phelan, thank you so much. Important movie. Good to have you here tonight.